There's this car on this auction site. It's a Honda Civic. It's a early 6th gen. And during that generation, like, for the sedan, there's, like, I think about 3 or 4 trim levels. And, like, sedans are either made in United States, Canada, or Japan. And this particular one's made in Japan. And the DX, which is the base model, has, like, the crank windows and the free gauge engine panels that has a speedometer and engine temperature of fuel, but doesn't have tachometer. Then there's the LX, which is the most common, which has power windows, adds a tachometer, stuff like that. It has power locks. And there's a EX, which is top of line, which has a moon roof, has a VTEC engine. And so it says it's an EX, which means it should have a sunroof and VTEC engine, but look at the inside. You can see right there. See this door handle. That's a crank. But look at this control thing. So you can barely see it, but it has cruise control. And there's a sunroof switch right there, and the power mirror switch. If it's an LX, then it would have the power mirror switch there, but no sunroof switch. And if it was a DX, then it would have just no power window, power mirror switch, or sunroof switch, or cruise control switch. All these would be blank, but that's kind of weird. There's a back seat. See, there's a thing where the crank goes on for the window, because the EX has power windows. And there's an engine. That's the EX engine, which is the Y8, which has VTEC, and see how the intake is? Right there, the airbox goes somewhere right there. And the standard engine, the Y7, which does have VTEC, has a different intake. The airbox go where that, like, manifold thing goes, that plantum thing, where I'm zooming in. That's where the airbox goes on the Y7, which is the non-VTEC engines. It's found on a DX and LX. Look at the gauge cluster. That's from a DX. LX and EX doesn't have that gauge cluster. See, like, on the left pod, there's a coolant temperature gauge, and there's a speedometer, and there's a fuel gauge on the right. On the EX and LX, like on the left, where it says unleaded fuel only, that's where the tachometer goes. And where the fuel gauge is where both the fuel gauge and the coolant temperatures goes. So I don't know what happened here. Maybe they're just putting parts from a DX on there, but you can see the VIN. This one's Japan built. It says made in Japan. Was built in January 1997, so it's 25 years old. See, it's such of a J, so it's a Japan built. So JHM, then it says EJ8, which is EX. So don't know what happened.